All right, girls and boys, welcome back to your math lesson. Today we are doing topic 1-10. This is the end of the first chapter, the end of the first topic, so we've made a lot of progress this month. I'm so glad you've all been working so hard. So, what has our chapter question been since the beginning? What are strategies for finding addition and subtraction facts? And today, what we're going to talk about, today's essential question is how can I use pictures, numbers, and words to explain why my thinking and work are correct? So, in the last lesson, we talked about word problems, okay, and trying to find what information was needed and how we could solve them. And we had many strategies for doing that. Now we're going to talk about how we can explain why we're right. It's not just about getting the right answer, it's about explaining it. Okay, and quickly to review our vocabulary, we have addend, sum, equation. For it to be an equation, what does it need? It's only an equation if we have an equal sign, right, with something on both sides of it. We have a doubles fact, a near doubles fact, an addition facts table, and we know that we can count on, use a 10 frame, a fact family, the commutative property, there's that big term again, count back, and our bar diagram. Okay, remember all of these are going to come back to help us when we need them. Okay, and we also know that we can use these 10 frames. How? Well, in one box, in one 10 frame, we put 6. What do we put in the bottom one? Right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why did we put 7? Because that's the second part of the fact. And 6 is in the first one. Then what would we do? Right, we would make a 10. So in the top 10 frame, we have a 10, and in the bottom one, we have a 3. So 10 plus 3, that's pretty easy to solve because we know that it's easy to add with a 10. A 10 plus 3 equals 13. Okay, and our original problem was 6 plus 7, which is also 13. Okay, so we've done it with our addition facts table, and we've done it with a number line. We have also shown it with our 10 frames. What about this diagram over to the right, the bar diagram? Well, we know that a bar diagram has the parts at the bottom and the whole number at the top. And we know our parts from the original problem. We know we have 6, that's one part, and we know that 7 is the other part. And we can just count everything up, starting from 1. It'll take a little longer, but we'll still get there, and we'll figure out that 6 plus 7 is 13. Okay, so this is how we're using pictures. We can draw all of these things to show that we're right. We don't want to just say, oh, it's right because I know it's right. We have to find a way to show it. Oh, yes, and we also have these things, our connecting cubes. Well, we have how many of them here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the other side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 and 6. That's a doubles fact. Okay. So we know that 6 plus 6 is 12. But our problem is 6 plus 7. So we add one more because 6 plus 7 is one more than 6 plus 6. That's why it's a near doubles fact. So now we have 6 plus 6 plus 1. And 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay, and we could count all of these up and come up with 13. Why did we do it quickly? Because we know our doubles fact is 6 plus 6 equals 12, and we just added one more to it. So you see, any of these strategies that you want to use are fine. They all work. Okay, let's move on. So if we know that 6 plus 7 equals 13, we also know that 7 plus 6 equals 13. And what do we call that when you can add in any order? The commutative property. Good. And if we know that 6 plus 7 equals 13 and 7 plus 6 equals 13, we also know what? Right, we know that 13 minus 6 equals 7 and 13 minus 7 equals 6. So what do we have? You know it. There's a 6, there's a 6, there's a 6, there's a 6, there's a 7, there's a 7, there's a 7, there's a 7, there's a 13, there's a 13, there's a 13, there's a 13, and that's our fact family. That's it. So that's another way we could explain that we know 6 plus 7 equals 13, because we know the fact family, 6, 7, 13. Okay, all of these are good.
What does it mean to make a math argument? It means to answer correctly and to explain your thinking clearly and completely so that someone else can understand it. Does 1 more than 6 plus 6 have the same sum as 6 plus 7? Make a math argument. How can you make a math argument and show your work? Use pictures, words, or numbers to make a math argument and show your work.
I can draw pictures and write equations.
Which shows a near doubles fact for 6 plus 6?
Select your answer.
Six plus 6 is a doubles fact, and 6 plus 7 is a near doubles fact. Since we know that 6 plus 6 is a doubles fact, let's show 6 plus 6 equals 12. We know that 6 plus 7 is a near doubles fact. Let's show 6 plus 7 equals 13. 6 plus 7 is just 1 more than 6 plus 6. 6 plus 6 equals 12. 1 more is 6 plus 7, and 6 plus 7 equals 13. How do the pictures help make this a good math argument? The pictures make the explanation easier to understand. What facts do the pictures show? 6 plus 6 equals 12, and 6 plus 7 equals 13. You can also use words or numbers and symbols to make your math argument. Both math arguments are clear and make sense.
Okay, so now we're looking at page 42 in our textbook. Okay, we're in topic 1-10, page 42, at the guided practice. It says use the picture to help you solve the problem. Then use words and numbers to make a math argument. So number 1 says, is the sum 9 plus 5 the same as the sum of 10 plus 4? Are they the same? 9 plus 5 and 10 plus 4. Why do you think so? Well, all we need to do is take 1 away from here and put it there. And now we've made a 10. And in the bottom 10 frame, we have a 4. So now we can add 10 plus 4 pretty easily. And we started with, before we moved any markers, 9 plus 5. So all we needed to do was move 1 marker. That's an easy explanation, and I can see it, so that's a good argument. That's it. Now just solve 10 plus 4. And you've got your answers. So next, the independent practice, you have word problems again. So read 2, 3, and 4 carefully. Underline the information that they're giving you. Underline what you know. Circle what you need to find. Okay? And for 5, 6, and 7, you have to read this very carefully. 5, 6, and 7 are all connected to the story at the top. It says puppies sold. Okay, so read that story and try to answer 5, 6, and 7, and we will go over this later. Okay? Okay, boys and girls, and that's your work. Complete pages 42 to 44, and you are all finished. The end.